Hi guys, it's Aj here from Kurly K Naturals. I hope you're all doing well and happy new year. I think this is the first Top Tip Tuesday of the new year, so let's get right into it. Yeah, so today's Top Tip Tuesday is going to be a continuation on from the post I made the other day about trimming, and I'm going to delve further into it. And this year I'm actually making it a mission to try to stick to a reasonable time. So yeah, let's get into it. So I put out a post all about trimming, and I was saying that don't neglect your trims, and please just do trim your hair, because the worst thing you can do, rather than trimming off half an inch or even maybe just dusting off your ends, is for you to leave it a long time, and then when it is time to actually trim your hair, you're gonna end up taking like 3-4 inches of hair that you didn't necessarily need to take off if you had been keeping up to date with your trims. So I'm just going to give you a few signs you need to look out for when you do need to trim your child's hair, and some of the steps I like to take when trimming my children's hair. So one of the signs that your child's hair or your hair needs trimming is if you're brushing your child's hair or combing it out and you see little breakages on the floor. One, that is a sign of maybe unhealthy hair, that your child needs a protein treatment, but it's also a sign that you do need to trim your child's hair. And number 2 is detangling. At the best of times, detangling is a mission, but if your child's ends need trimming and you don't trim their hair and you're detangling, it makes life so much harder, because one, it just tangles up on itself and you'll spend more time just like trying to get all the tangles out. If you trim your child's hair, you'll have less of that. Number 2 is a lot of split ends, and tying in with that is single strand knots. When you're detangling, just look at the ends of your child's hair and see if they have a lot of split ends. If they do, it's just time for you to let some of them ends go. Along with that is single strand knots. If you're combing through or whatever, you've noticed your child's getting a lot of single strand knots, that is also a sign that your ends need to go. The times that I can tell when my children's hair need trimming is when I've noticed a lot of webbing. So when I'm detangling and I realize there's a lot of webbing in their hair, then that is a telltale sign that they need a trim. So moving on from that, here are 2 ways that I like to trim my children's hair. One is if I'm doing braids or twists and there's just like little straggly ends left over, I'll just go and trim them parts off so it looks fresh. And the thing is, if you keep up to date with dusting your child's ends, you don't really need trims. Like, I hardly trim my children's hair. I trim them once a year, and that's around about Christmas time. Other than that, I'm just dusting off their ends. Another way I like to trim their ends is I like to blow out their hair. I like to blow out Maya or Zion's hair and just look to see if there's like a line of demarcation where the ends are more straggly and there's hardly any hair there. So I just like to go and trim off them ends. Just to let you know, there's no actual time scale of when to trim your child's hair. I can't tell you every month trim your child's hair or every 6 months trim your child's hair. What you need to do is actually focus on their hair and look to see when they do need trims. For example, when you're twisting up their hair, if the ends are just thick the whole way and it thins out really small at the ends, you just need to dust off them ends. I hope this was a helpful video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I just wanted to touch more on the post that I did. And yeah, until next time guys, peace.